There are chemicals that we use in order to keep proper balance of the water. Because we're using chemicals, we need to make sure that we have all the proper PPE gear on hand for handling these, including masks, respirators, gloves, chemical-resistant gloves, goggles, and safety glasses. There also needs to be an eye wash station present. When adding chemicals to the pool, they can go in various different ways. Some require mixing before being put in the water, some can go directly in. Sometimes the chemical goes directly into the bulk water in the pool, sometimes in a skimmer basket, sometimes in the pump. Make sure you read the instructions and understand them before using the chemicals. Make sure you also know and understand your pool system and what kind of setup you have to know how to apply the chemicals properly. Some of the chemicals that we use are chlorine. This is our primary disinfectant and the bulk of how we keep the pools clean. Chlorine comes in several different forms such as liquid, powder, or tablets. Liquid and powder can be added directly to the pool, but the tablets cannot be put in the skimmers or the pool itself. If you're using a liquid system and the chlorine dissipates too quickly, sometimes you need to add cyanuric acid to stabilize the chlorine. Be very careful when adding this chemical because it does not dissipate on its own and can build up in the pool water. Another chemical that we use is muriatic acid. This is the most dangerous chemical. This one is highly corrosive and where you need the heavy duty PPE. And you do not want to get it on yourself or anything else. There are various other forms of powdered acid that we can use also, but it is still an acid and highly corrosive. The acid is used for controlling the pH of the pool, and the pH must be maintained properly for the chlorine to work properly. Alkalinity is usually controlled with soda ash or with sodium bicarbonate. These chemicals are fairly safe, but still should not be breathed in or get it on yourself for too long. Other chemicals used can be algicide, water clarifiers, or flockouts. These ones generally need to be mixed before being put into the water so that they can disperse properly. Always read the instructions to make sure you understand how the chemical needs to be used. Most of the clarifiers and the algicides, the water has to be balanced, otherwise it will not be effective. When adding chemicals to the pool, you need to give it time to dissipate throughout the pool and water to be cycled. It takes up to an hour and a half for proper dispersion in the pool. If you get impatient and you test too soon and add more chemicals, there's a high probability that you will put too much of the chemical in the pool. The chemicals need to be stored separately and away from each other in case there's leaks so they do not mix. And always make sure that the chemicals are entered correctly into the SDS book in case you need to reference that. When testing the pool chemicals, make sure that you have the proper pool chemical test kit that can be acquired from any local pool store such as Leslie's. They come in several different kinds, including drops or powders. Make sure you read the instructions and fully understand how to use the kit before using it. When you go to use the comparator, always rinse it out before using it so you can get an accurate reading. You rinse out the comparator by just dunking it in the pool and swirling it around a couple times. When going to collect a sample, you need to turn the comparator tube upside down, stick it in the water about a foot and a half, and then grab a water sample from further down. Follow the instructions in the kit and add the drops accordingly in order to get the test. Once done, invert the tube and hold it up to ambient light. Never hold it to direct light because it can affect how you read the results.